If your paycheck lands and you feel broke 5 minutes later, you're not bad with money. You're pinned by three numbers. You know the moment. Grocery checkout. The card reader chirps. The total flips around. Your chest tightens. Your thumb hovers over pay, and you pause like the button might bite you. Then you sit in the car, open your bank app, and see the deposit and the rent autopay queue for tomorrow morning. Here's the truth that people hate. Wealth isn't predicted by your salary. It's predicted by your system. So I'm not doing the in a minute thing. You're getting the rule and the demo right now. Open your notes app, title it 3 numbers. Type these 3 lines exactly with your real numbers if you know them. Take home, 4,500. Floor, 3,000. Capture, 300. Now do this one line of math. Floor divided by take home equals your tightness score. In this example, 3,000 divided by 4,500 equals 0.67. That's 67%. Freeze. If your floor is over 60% of your take home, your paycheck will always feel like a threat. Not because you're weak, because you have no slack. One surprise becomes a crisis. Here's the simple plan. Lower the floor, build the buffer, raise the capture. Do those in that order and money gets boring. Boring is peace. My name is Greek Man. I'm here to give you calm rules that survive rent day and repair day. If you want that, subscribe. Quick reality check. Say these out loud. Rent, car, insurance, phone, minimums, subscriptions. That's not spending. That's a machine, and it eats your paycheck before you even choose. All right, the 3 numbers, clean. Number 1, take home. Not your salary, not your I make about, the actual deposits that hit your account after taxes and deductions. If your pay varies, average your last 4 deposits. That's your baseline. Number 2, floor. The payments that show up even if you're sick, tired, or the month goes sideways. Housing, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments, basic utilities. Your floor is gravity. Number 3, capture. The money that leaves your checking on purpose for your future before your mood touches it. Automatic transfer to savings, retirement, or investing. Capture is how wealth gets built quietly. And the bridge between floor and capture is buffer. Buffer is how long you could pay your floor if income paused. Buffer turns surprise into annoying instead of panic. Mini demo. Do it with me. If your floor is 3,000 and your buffer is 300, you don't have a buffer, you have a countdown. If your floor is 3,000 and your buffer is 3,000, you have 1 month of control. If your floor is 3,000 and your buffer is 9,000, you have 3 months of control. Control is what your nervous system is begging for. Now you might be thinking, okay, what's a good tightness score? Here's the tier list. Under 50%, breathing room. You can handle normal life without flinching. 50 to 60%, workable but fragile. One big surprise can still knock you. 60 to 70%, pinned. You will feel threatened on a normal paycheck. Over 70%, emergency mode. You're not budgeting, you're surviving. No shame, just diagnosis. And yes, this explains why 2 people with the same income feel totally different. One has a 52% floor and the growing buffer. Calm. The other has a 68% floor and no buffer. Timer. Okay, let's fix it. 1 number at a time. First, lower the floor. Most people attack tiny stuff because tiny stuff feels controllable. They cancel one streaming service and hope it changes their life. It won't if your big rocks are crushing you. Your floor usually has 3 kinks: housing, transportation, insurance. So here's your floor rule. Move 1 big lever in the next 90 days or nothing changes. Do a 5-minute floor audit right now. Open your bank app, scroll your last 30 days. Every time you see an auto pay or a monthly payment, write it down. Don't organize, just capture it. Then draw a line. Above the line, must keep to function. Rent, utilities, insurance, minimums. Below the line, optional or adjustable. Subscriptions, delivery patterns, upgrades, nice to have monthly stuff. Now circle the biggest number above the line. That's your lever. If it's housing, negotiate renewal early, downshift square footage, add a roommate for a season, move one neighborhood over. You don't need the perfect apartment, you need a life that can breathe. If it's transportation, stop upgrading, shop insurance, and stop paying for success with 5 years of tightness. A car is a tool, not a trophy when your tightness score is ugly. If it's insurance, get quotes, switch. People stay loyal to insurance like it's family. It's a bill. Treat it like a bill. Here's a quick transportation reality check, because this one destroys people. Your car cost is not just a payment. It's payment plus insurance plus maintenance cushion plus registration averaged out. If you don't stack those, you think you can afford a car you can't. So do this. Write transportation all in equals payment plus insurance plus 50 to 150 for maintenance. If that all-in number is eating your free cash flow, the problem is not coffee, it's the car. Now the brutal modern rule. No new monthly payments while your tightness score is above 60%. If you're thinking, but I need the thing, I believe you. I'm not saying never, I'm saying not while you're pinned. Second, build the buffer. This is where people get emotional and quit, so listen closely. Your brain hates slow progress. You save $25, then a flat tire laughs at you and it's gone. You feel stupid, so you stop. That's normal. So we do buffer like a Stoic. Small, automatic, boring, consistent. Your buffer has levels. Level 1, $500, stops small panics. Level 2, $1,000, stops most surprise becomes debt moments. Level 3, 1 month of floor. That's when your chest stops tightening. Level 4, 3 months of floor. That's when you can make decisions without fear in the background. Here's the rule that makes buffer actually happen. Buffer must live somewhere else, not in checking, not in your head. A separate account named buffer. Set an automatic transfer on Payday, 25, 50, or 100 per paycheck. Pick a number that doesn't start a fight with your life. If you start too big, you'll quit. Quitting is expensive. Quick reset. If you're using your credit card as your buffer, you don't have a buffer, you have borrowed time. A real buffer is money you can touch the same day without permission. Third, raise the capture. This is the wealth number. This is where your future gets paid. Most people wait to invest until they feel ready. Ready never arrives. Your bills will always have an opinion. So capture has to happen first, not last. If you have a retirement match at work, capture starts there. If you don't, capture can be a simple automatic transfer to a brokerage or a retirement account. You don't need perfect, you need automatic. Here's the easiest capture plan. Start at 1% of take home. If you take home $4,500 a month, that's $45. Not impressive. Good. Next month, make it 2%, then 3%. Each time you lower the floor or hit a buffer milestone, bump capture by another 1%. This is how wealth gets built without you needing willpower every week. Now, the payday ritual that stops the spiral. This is your 7-minute ceremony. No candles, just math. On payday, update take home in your notes page. Pay or reserve the 4 bills. Transfer buffer automatically. Transfer capture automatically. Then live on what remains. That's it. If you don't do the ritual, your month becomes a reaction video. Now we talk about the mind game that breaks people. Comparison. Average numbers online mess with your head because they mix people with 2 incomes, people with help, people with debt, and people with different cities. So stop using comparison as a budget category. Ask one better question. Are your 3 numbers improving this month? 4 down, buffer up, capture up. If yes, you're winning. If no, you need a lever, not a pep talk. Let's make it even more concrete with a full example. Take home, $4,200. Floor, $2,700. Tightness score, 64%. Buffer, $400. Capture, 0. This person isn't lazy. They're pinned. So the goal is not invest harder. The goal is slack. Month 1 goal, lower floor by 150. Build buffer by 200. Start capture at 1%. $42. How do you lower floor by 150? Maybe you shop car insurance and save 60. You renegotiate your phone plan and save 30. You cancel 2 subscriptions you forgot and save 25. You cut delivery twice a week and save 35. That's 150. Not glamorous. Effective. How do you build buffer by 200? Automatic transfer of 50 per week or 100 per paycheck if you get paid twice a month. Now buffer grows without you thinking. How do you start capture? $42 on payday. You won't feel it. That's the point. After 3 months, floor is lowered by 150, buffer is up by 600, capture has moved $126. That's not a fantasy. That's traction, and traction changes behavior. When you have traction, surprises stop becoming debt. When surprises stop becoming debt, your system accelerates. Now let's address the hardest part. Lowering the floor when the lever is huge. If your housing cost is the problem, yes, it's painful. But you have options. You can move. You can rent a smaller place. You can take a roommate. You can negotiate. You can consider a different zip code for a season. Same with transportation. If your car payment is strangling you, you don't manifest abundance. You make a plan to downshift when the math allows. You stop trading in early. You stop rolling negative equity. You treat nice like a reward for slack, not a replacement for slack. And if your income is genuinely too low for your city, you have to face the grown-up lever. Increase income or change location. That's not motivational. That's reality. Now the debt section, because people confuse the order. If you have zero buffer, you build buffer first. Why? Because without buffer, every debt payoff gets erased by the next surprise. You pay a card down, then the tire happens, and the card is back. That's not failure. That's physics. So, buffer to 1,000, then attack high-interest debt. Minimums on everything, extra on the highest rate. 1 target, not 10. Direction beats perfection. And here's the relapse warning, because this is where people lose after they start winning. You lower the floor a little, you build a buffer, you feel relief, and your brain goes, we should celebrate. So you celebrate by adding a monthly payment, a nicer car, a bigger apartment, a phone on installments, a new subscription stack. That's not celebration, that's rebuilding the cage. Rule for life. Never celebrate progress with a new monthly obligation. Celebrate with something that doesn't follow you into next month. One short ancient line and then I'm done with history. In my world, people didn't ask what you earned. They asked what was left after tribute. Leftover is still the only column that counts. Quick challenge if you want this to actually stick. Run a 30-day Autopay Purge. Day 1. Pause every non-essential subscription. Yes, pause. You can always unpause. Day 2. Turn off delivery apps for 1 week. Day 3. Call one bill and ask for a lower rate. Phone, internet, insurance. 1 call. Day 4. Set a 48-hour rule on any non-essential purchase over $100. Day 5. Set a calendar reminder for a 5-minute weekly check-in. Update floor, buffer, capture. That's your pattern interrupt schedule. Your system gets quieter, fast. And when you get a raise, do this before you celebrate. Capture half of it automatically. If the raise is $200 a month after tax, capture $100. Future you gets paid first. Then you can enjoy the other $100 without guilt. One last tool. Measure buffer in days. Buffer days equals buffer divided by floor divided by 30. If your floor is 3,000, your daily floor is 100. A 1,000 buffer is 10 days. Track days, not feelings. As buffer days rise, anxiety drops. That's why this works. Write it at the top of notes. Okay, last interrupt. Accountability. If you want it, comment your tightness score as a percent, like 62% or 54%. No story, just the number. Numbers don't lie. Now do this tonight in 10 minutes. Open notes. Write take home. Write floor. Divide floor by take home. Write the percentage. If you're over 60%, circle your biggest lever: housing, transportation, or insurance. Set 1 automatic buffer transfer for payday. Set 1 automatic capture transfer for payday, even if it's 1%. Cancel 1 recurring charge you forgot you had. That's it. You don't need a new personality. You need a system with Slack.